Welcome to the Mystic Access Podcast, where the magic is in learning.
Episode 41, Great Northern Popcorn Red Foundation Antique Style Popcorn Popper Machine by Great Northern Popcorn Company. This is Chris Grabowski. I just wanted to do a demonstration of this popcorn machine. This is a popcorn machine that you might see in a theater or a vendor that sells popcorn. They will have these types of machines, and I will describe it a little bit later, but I just wanted to go over some of the feature set. Deluxe model with 3 position control switch. One switch is to turn on the light and the warmer. The other switch is to turn on the stir, and the final switch is to turn the kettle on. 820 watt whisper quiet motor, tempered safety glass walls, a warming deck, reject kernel tray, which I think is amazing. Heavy duty powder coated steel and stainless steel construction, cleans easily. Makes 3 gallons of popcorn. Product dimensions 17 by 14 by 20.8 inches, 31.5 pounds. The model number is 6100, 8 ounce foundation red. So the foundation is a red color. So let me describe the popcorn machine right now. It's a box, and it's a pretty tall box because of the dimensions. And the top is stainless steel, and then you have tempered glass for the doors and the sides and the back. And then the door is actually closed with a magnet. On the bottom, you have a drawer that pulls out, and your spent popcorn kernels, the ones that don't get popped, actually fall into this little drawer. So you would, when you're done, pull out this drawer, and your spent popcorn kernels and all the little small pieces end up in this drawer, and you just dump it in the garbage, and that's the end of it. When you open the popcorn machine, you'll notice on the bottom there is a removable tray, and you'll find holes. And these are where the spent popcorn goes when it is popped. And this is how it falls into that little drawer. When the heating light is on, there's a filament underneath this drawer here that keeps this drawer warm so the popcorn doesn't cool off. Also, there's a little piece of metal that you use that can fold down, and you scoop out your popcorn that way with a scoop. Closer to the top of the popcorn machine is basically the guts of the machine, which is the kettle. And you have 2 lids, and it's kind of round, and the lids are kind of like, say, half moon shaped, and they meet in a hinge in the center. So the one you lift up, and the other one you can lift up as well to clean it or whatever.
The time is now 7 p.m.
This is removable. It is hanging by brackets,
The room temperature is 72
and
degrees Fahrenheit,
you take their 2 round knobs on the kennel, and you slide those into the brackets. And there's a handle on the kennel. And when the popcorn is done, for the popcorn that doesn't automatically throw itself into the bottom here, you take the handle and you go like this, and it will dump the popcorn out. If you feel on the top of the kennel, you'll find like a rod, and at the top of the kennel there's a gear. And the gear slide just rests up against this other gear, and that's how it turns. On the front top, there are 3 switches. The one on the left turns the light and the heating filament on for the tray. The one in the middle turns the stirrer on, and the one all the way to the right turns the kennel on. On the top near the kennel, the top of on the inside, there is a plug, and the plug comes from the kennel. The cord comes from the kettle and goes up into the plug, and that's how the kettle gets its power. So I have a pre-packaged popcorn bag here. It's got the oil. It's got the popcorn kernels, and it's got the salt and the butter. And I'm going to take the oil and cut the top where the oil is, and I'm going to pour the oil into the kettle. So we'll do that. So now the oil is now in the kettle. And then I am going to cut the popcorn. And then I'm going to pop the lid up here and dump the popcorn in. Now what I like to do, because the popcorn and the oil are both in, is I like to turn the stir on, so I'm going to flip the center switch. And then you can probably hear the popcorn being stirred into the oil. And then I'm going to take the salt and butter and also dump it into this mixture. So the salt and butter and everything is already in there as well. Now we'll close the lid, and we will turn on the kettle, and I'll turn on the light as well. So I'll turn on the light, it's going to heat the bottom, and then I'm going to turn on the kettle. So you can probably still hear the popcorn spinning, and eventually you will hear the popcorn heating, the oil heating up. So you can hear the oil of the popcorn, or the hot oil, and it is now about to pop the popcorn. I forgot to mention that the kettle is in sideways. It's not, front to back. It's actually in sideways, and when you flip the kettle down, you're flipping it from the right to the left. You're just basically pushing the handle down, and it moves the kettle so that the kettle dumps. The kettle is facing towards the left, and that's how it dumps the popcorn. And when it's popping, you can actually hear the popcorn being thrown out of the kettle, hitting the tray, the serving tray. I've heard the first pop. And we'll just let it go. start to smell the popcorn. It's really starting to smell good. I'm not sure if it will make the recording, but you can hear the popcorn hitting the tray. And you can hear the lid lifting when the popcorn gets thrown out of the kettle. The nice thing about having the stir and the heating of the kettle on two separate switches is, like I did before, you can stir the popcorn into the oil before the popcorn actually heats up. So as you can tell, it is actually still going, and it's pretty much going to be done. And you can't have burnt popcorn, which is really nice. It's my opinion, but there's nothing worse than burnt popcorn. Okay, now if I was to turn off the kettle, I'm going to flip the switch down. Now the kettle is actually off, but the heat of the kettle can still pop some popcorn, and it's still stirring because the stirrer is still on. And I don't think that we are going to get any more popcorn out of this batch. So let me turn the stirrer off. I'm going to open the door and find the handle, and you want to be careful and not touch that kettle because it is hot. So I'm going to take the handle and flip it down. And I'll do it again. Flip it up, flip it down. One more time, and all of the popcorn is on the tray. And I think you definitely can hear, I'm just taking my finger and moving my finger in the popcorn, and you can hear the spent kernels falling into the tray. So I'm going to grab some popcorn and make sure it came out good. And it did. Well, I hope you have enjoyed this demonstration of the Great Northern Popcorn Machine. Model number 6100 8-ounce red foundation popcorn machine. Thank you very much. If you have any comments or suggestions, my contact information follows.
The preceding program was a presentation of Mystic Access, where the magic is in learning. To contact, please visit www.mysticaccess.com or call 1-888-678-1433. You may also email chris@mysticaccess.com or follow on Twitter at www.twitter.com/mysticaccess. Also, visit our podcast site at www.mysticaccesspodcast.com. Thanks for listening. We hope you enjoyed the program.